Today we are reviewing whether a verb indicates that something has happened in the past, the present, or the future. Now, I know that sounds tricky, but you'll see what I mean in just a second when you see these sentences. Okay, so this is the past. Last week, that happened in the past, I played a great game. Now remember, if it has an ed on the end of a verb, the verb is play, that's an action word. If it has an ed on the end, that means it already happened. Last week, I played a great game. So having that ed on there shows that it happened in the past, right? And those words last week make you understand that it did happen in the past. So ed on the end of a verb means it already happened. It happened in the past. Let's talk about verbs that happen in the present, things that are happening right now. You can see he's taking a deep breath because he blows out the candles on his birthday cake. It's happening right now. He's doing it. He blows out the candles on his birthday cake. And see the S on the end of our verb? That indicates that it's something that's happening right now. It's happening in the present. So let's take a look at future tense. Now, they're waiting in the airport because we will fly on an airplane soon. Now, if you have that word will with your verb, will fly, that means it's going to happen in the future. It hasn't happened yet. So today, you are going to need to be on page 95 of your reading workbook, and we are going to listen to some sentences and decide when those things are happening by the way the verb sounds. So number 1 on page 95, you are going to be listening to the sentence that I read and then circling the right one, okay? So the sentence is, we listen to the teacher. That means right now, that's what's happening. It's happening in the present. We listen to the teacher. So this is the one right here that you'll circle, the first one. The second one says we listened to the teacher. That means it already happened. But my sentence was, we listen to the teacher. See how they mean two different things because this is happening now and this already happened. All right, let's go to number 2. Number 2. All right, the sentence I want you to find in number 2, either the first one or the second one, is he kicked the ball. He kicked the ball. He already did it. Well, if he already did it, it should have an ed on the end of kick, right? He kicked the ball. He already did it. This sentence says, he will kick the ball. That means he hasn't done it yet. It'll happen in the future. But the sentence I read was, he kicked the ball. He already did it. All right. Looking at number 3, Mary walked home from school. Mary walked home from school. Do you see which one of those sentences is the one that I just read? Walked home. That means she already did it. Do you see that ed in this one? Yep, it's definitely the one on the bottom because it's the one that has the verb with the ed. That means it happened in the past. She already did it. She already walked home. Mary walked home from school. The one above it says Mary will walk home from school. That means it's going to happen in the future. She hasn't done it yet. That's a future tense. Mary will walk home. All right, heading down to number 4 here. I want you to find the sentence that says, the dog will fetch the newspaper. The dog will fetch the newspaper. Now, when I say the dog will fetch the newspaper, it means it hasn't happened yet. It's going to happen in the future. So, the dog will fetch the newspaper. That is the sentence that we're looking for. This is happening in the future. He will be doing that. All right, but he hasn't done it yet. The dog will fetch the newspaper. Up above it, the sentence says, the dog fetches the newspaper. That S means it's happening right now, right? It's happening in the present. And my sentence that I read was, the dog will fetch the newspaper. All right, we are on number 5. Number 5, I want you to find which sentence says, Lewis spilled the milk. Lewis spilled the milk. Or Lewis spilled milk. I'm sorry, it doesn't say that, does it? Lewis spilled milk. Now you hear what I said. You could hear that ED on the end of that. Lewis spilled the milk. This is the sentence that I was looking for. The ED on the end of spill means it already happened. He already did it. He already spilled the milk. Now, the one up above it says Lewis spills milk. That means he's spilling it right now. It's happening in the present. That's not the one I was looking for. So Lewis spilled milk. I want you to go ahead and upload this page to Schoology to show me that you did the work. All right.